here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. Here comes the sun, woman.
This is the Sun Woman. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel for this month's new moon readings. The new moon is falling in the sign of Aquarius on January 28th, and so this reading is going to cover that time frame through to February 27th, the new moon in Pisces. I want to say happy birthday to all my fellow Aquarians. I'm also an Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Mercury. So a lot of strong Aquarian energy there. Thank you so much to all my subscribers. Thank you so much to everyone who likes and shares the videos and who comments. I appreciate your energy that you put in, and I appreciate your loyalty to the channel. Now, this new moon in Aquarius really marks the beginning of 2017 in a lot of ways. You're going to be finding that the energy of 2016 is really going to be passing away. And with this new moon in Aquarius, you know, the ball gets rolling for what's going to be happening for us in this new year. Aquarius is the sign of the innovator, the sign of the humanitarian. You know, Aquarius pours out the waters of humanity, love and peace, and justice in that, you know, as that water bearer. So in your own individual lives as well as in the world around us, you may see, you know, more of a quest for freedom, for independence, for the protection of your own rights, the protection of the rights of others. Many of you may be getting more involved in humanitarian causes for justice and peace and equality. So again, keep your eyes open for that in your life as well as, you know, what's going on around us in the world at large. Now, we're also in a period of eclipses, so it's eclipse season time again. The eclipses in February are going to be falling on February 10th in the sign of Virgo, so Virgo and Pisces are going to be very strong there. Those eclipses that's a full moon eclipse on February 10th, so as we know, full moons bring culmination, they bring endings, they bring clearing away of energies so that we can start, you know, with a fresh slate. Now, you may find a lot of clearing away of the emotional baggage from the previous 6 months in your own life. Allow that to happen. Allow those closures to happen, because there are new and more resonant things coming through to you, and you don't want to have that baggage holding on to that and prevent those blessings from coming into you. All right. So we'll get more into that around the full moon. Hopefully, I'll be able to do full moon readings for you at that time. But for now, let's just concentrate on the new moon in Aquarius for each of the 12 individual signs. Now, these are general readings. If you'd like a private reading that is, again, very specific, very tailored to your own personal situation, please contact me at the link below here in the information box at my website, or you can contact me on Facebook as well. Thank you again for liking, sharing, and subscribing, and let's go ahead and take a look at the individual readings for the 12 signs. Hello, my dear Scorpios. This new moon in Aquarius is going to be highlighting your 4th house. Now, your 4th house is the house of your family. It is the house that covers your actual physical house, your home, you know, the people that live in your home, the people that live with you, whether it's family, whether it is roommates. The 4th house is the house at the very base of our chart. So, you know, there are some very deep things that are, you know, that fill up that 4th house. It's like the basis of our lives. It's the things that we've learned from our family, family legacies. The 4th house has to do with where you feel at home at. Okay, and if you have activity going on in the 4th house, there may be, you know, on a more mundane level, a lot of activity going on within your own home. Perhaps people coming and going, perhaps a decision being made to change residence. Some of you could be buying or selling a home. There could be, as I said, activity with the people in the home. So you may have family members who are coming and going. You may be changing, roommates or a new person moving into your home. You may even just be, cleaning your home out and getting ready for spring and renovating and organizing things, okay? When there is activity in the fourth house, you need to be careful and pay attention to the actual foundation of your home. So if you've had issues in the past, perhaps with plumbing problems, perhaps with the actual foundation of the building, then you want to be very vigilant and make sure that you're getting any necessary repairs done, so that there aren't any surprise events, okay, in relation to, the physical structure of your home. All right, so now the full moon eclipse on the 10th is going to be in the sign of Leo, and for you that is your 10th house, so that's the opposite house of the fourth house. So there may be developments, some kind of things coming to a conclusion, or truth being revealed perhaps about your career situation, about your work. There may be a conflict between your work life and your home life. So some of you may be having a bit of a difficulty striking that work-home work balance, okay? So it's going to be very important for you to concentrate on that. Make sure that you're not, focusing too much on career and the outer world and leaving behind or neglecting, your family or the actual, home that you live in, okay? So what are we looking at here? Well, the death card is here, which is the energy that you're coming out of, okay, from January into February. And this is the energy that is being released. This is passing away. So there have been some major changes. As I said, there may have been changes in, the occupants of your home, or some of you may have realized that you've outgrown where you are right now and you're no longer invested there emotionally, and you're looking to make a major transformation, okay? Perhaps of location. There's been something that has happened that is putting you in a position, or about to put you in a position, that's very, very different from perhaps where you were 6 months ago, or even 3 months ago, or a month ago, okay? So you will know what that is, but ultimately, death is not something to be afraid of, because what it indicates here is that something needed to end so that you could start fresh, so that there could be a new beginning. And you are now coming into that new beginning as we're coming into the month of February, all right? And with that new beginning, you have the Ace of Swords on you. And the Ace of Swords, for me, number one, it's an ace, so that you go from death, conclusion, ending, to an ace, which is a very new beginning. Part of that new beginning may be based on the fact that you have recently, that some truth has been revealed to you. All right, there's been kind of an aha moment where things that you did not know before, things you didn't understand before, are now becoming crystal clear to you. All right. It's possible that some of you, if this is an emotional situation, some of you may have ended a relationship. And this Ace of Swords is now you cutting ties. That's that ace, that sword that you're wielding to cut ties with people or situations that are no longer healthy for you, or that no longer serve you in a positive way. Okay? But if there are storms, the message on this card is, I am not afraid of storms, for I am learning to sail my ship. So you're learning something now. You may be learning how to become independent again, Scorpio. Okay, you may be learning how to stand up for yourself after maybe taking a lot of crap from people who really didn't deserve to be associated with you, or didn't deserve the love that you've given so passionately and so completely. Because my Scorpios, there is no sign more loyal, there is no sign more committed than Scorpio. When you are completely in love or completely invested in a relationship, you give 1,000%. Okay, so maybe some of you are coming out of a situation where you realize that what you were giving was not what you were receiving back, and you've had to make that tough decision to cut that tie, okay, to end that connection. But again, death into the Ace of Swords is fresh life, okay, fresh energy, the end of struggle, cutting things off that have caused you to struggle or caused you difficulty, and now a fresh new beginning. It's like you're clearing the decks, okay? You have a clean slate, and what you decide to make of your life, your emotional life, your physical surroundings, your professional situation, your family relationships, what you decide to make of them now is completely up to you. You are wielding that sword, that power. All right? Now, Mars was in Scorpio retrograde for most of last year. And that was a really testing time because, it was, Mars is that planet of energy and of momentum and of action. So when Mars was retrograde in your sign, it was very difficult for you to get things going. It was very difficult for you to see any headway or to make any headway. All right. And so, Mars is going forward now, and it may be that you've regained your power. Okay. You have your power back. And now you are not afraid to wield that power. The power was in other people's hands, and now it's back to you again. Okay? So, Mars is now moving through Sagittarius. It's out of your sign. And what we see now is an ability for you to make headway. Okay? Now you're moving into the Three of Pentacles, which is the energy that's going to be around the mid part of the month of February. And the Three of Pentacles is a really great card because it talks about work. It talks about learning new things, building your skills, using your talents, your abilities, your innate blessings that you've been given to use for the world and to create something. It shows you doing a job well done. So I feel that during the mid part of February, you may have this new momentum of energy, this new burst of energy after, making the breaks that you need to make. And you're going to be throwing yourself into your work. Interesting because Virgo also received the Three of Pentacles in this position. So maybe some of you are Scorpios with Virgo rising or Virgo moon, or you're a Virgo with Scorpio rising or Scorpio moon. If that's the case, then this is an even strong indicator that the direction that you're moving into is one where you really are in a position to create something significant. And the good thing about this with the Three of Pentacles is that there are going to be people around you that are watching your progress, that are watching the work that you're doing, and you may be receiving some praise for a job well done. okay? You may be interning, or you may be, in a position where you're learning something, and you have a mentor who is overseeing the work that you're doing. And I feel like you're going to get some really good feedback from whoever this is around you, that is monitoring your progress, okay? The Oracle card that's here in the center is a wonderful card, and I'm moving to this card from the Three of Pentacles because this card is called Increase, and it's one of the best cards in the Oracle deck because it talks about kind of things overflowing in a good way for you, all right? Really reaping rewards as a result of your own work, your own actions, and receiving encouragement, people sharing their, sharing their skills and their abilities with you to assist you. There's growth here. There's tremendous opportunity for growth and fertile ground here for you to really see an increase in whatever area that you're concentrating on right now. All right. So some of you may be coming into some financial increase. You may be seeing a promotion or some kind of financial gift as a result of your actions. A pay increase. Or even the Three of Pentacles can talk about a new job. So if you are, if you've needed to turn your back on an old work situation that was causing you a lot of stress, maybe this Death card, you left a job, it's over. You lost your interest in it or your investment in it, and you had to cut ties and leave a situation because, again, we're talking about the 4th house and the 10th house here, the home and then the career. So some of you may be finding new employment and a really cool situation that's going to be more aligned to your skill set. And not just that, but more aligned to your principles, to what's important to you, to what you enjoy doing. Okay? So definitely a period of increase and positive energy flow. Now, what's crowning you? Well, it's the Ten of Swords that's crowning. And if I'm not mistaken, Virgo also received the Ten of Swords here. So the Three of Pentacles in the near future, and then the Ten of Swords in the advice card. So it may, again, it may be important for you to go listen to the Virgo reading as well. The Ten of Swords here talks about, for me, the end of difficulty, the end of stress, the end of heartbreak, the end of sadness. Once you get to the Ten of Swords, you have been through the ringer, okay? You've been through it all. There's not any, that's going to the bottom of whatever your difficulties are. So the Ten of Swords, you've survived it. Whatever it is, okay? You have overcome. Perhaps there was a betrayal. Perhaps, you found out information, again, that you were not aware of, and you had to cut ties on, from people around you. Might be a family situation, and you've already shed your tears, you've already had your emotional scenes, you've already come to the understanding of who is in your corner and who is not. And now the advice card with the Ten of Swords here says, the number 10 says it's the end. It's the end of a cycle. That's the last number. After the 10, you have the Ace, the 1, okay? So it's time for you to close the door on whatever difficulty you've been experiencing, not allow yourself to stay stuck in that energy, because there are new beginnings here. There are bright new beginnings that are trying to be born for you, and significant abundance that's trying to increase your status, increase your financial picture, increase your sense of security, okay? But you cannot welcome these things in if you're still caught in this Ten of Swords energy. The message on the Ten of Swords, those things that hurt, instruct. Okay? So this was all about a lesson for you, Scorpio. Maybe it was a hard a hard experience, a hard won lesson, but it was something that you needed to learn in this situation so that it will never happen again, so that you'll never allow it to happen again. Okay? And now the Ten of Swords says it's over, it's time to move on. All right? Now, the Justice card is next to that, and that is in the influences around you. So, as hard as this may be for you to understand, you have to trust spirit in this situation and know that whatever took place here was supposed to happen in order for the scales to rebalance themselves. Okay? In order for things to right themselves, for justice to be done, for a fair situation to come out of whatever this difficulty was. So perhaps you were investing time, energy, love, money into something, and then you found out that things were going on that you were not aware of, and you felt betrayed, and you ended the situation. Well, justice says that what happened happened for a reason. Whether you believe it or not, it was supposed to happen so that you could, number one, clear away whatever karma that was still tying you to this situation, and that the karma is finished. Okay, you have completed that karmic lesson, is what justice indicates. So the influence of spirit here is that these things had to happen for you so that you could see your way clear now to this new beginning. All right, to a new level of understanding that you could not receive while you were still working out all of this other stuff. Okay, and the Justice card, again, it says to your own self, be true. If you are true to yourself, then you can't be false to anyone else. So it's time for you now to put yourself first, Scorpio. Okay, it's time for you to now prioritize yourself and your desires, your wants, and your needs, because unless you're taken care of and you're happy and you're at peace and your life is balanced, you can't be good for anybody else. Okay, you don't have enough resources to give to everyone else. So take care of yourself, make sure that all your needs are taken care of, and then you'll be able to move forward and give generously to those around you who deserve what you have to give. Okay? Now the obstacle here, well, the obstacle is the Two of Pentacles. So you may be juggling something. There may be financial stresses here that have you, robbing Peter to pay Paul. There may not be enough coming in right now, and you're kind of having to, really juggle things, and perhaps you're working 2 jobs, perhaps you're running 2 homes. That just came to me. You're running 2 households, and there's not enough resources in for you to cover all the expenses, all the bills that you have. Perhaps you're dealing with 2 people who are, in conflict or causing conflict, and you're trying to make everybody happy, and you can't make everybody happy. You have to prioritize and you have to do what is right at the moment and then go on to the next thing. Okay? So the obstacle here is trying to do too many things with limited resources. Those resources could be money, but those resources could also be your own personal resources, like your time and your energy. Maybe you're working, you have a family, you're going to school, maybe you're caring for parents, you have other financial responsibilities, you're trying to take care of your health, you're trying to, live a healthy lifestyle, find time to work out, your children are making demands on you, so especially with that 4th house highlighted right now, there are a lot, as I said at the beginning, there may be a conflict between the work-life situation here, and you're doing your best to balance things out. you can't be in more than one place at the same time, Scorpio. So you've got to, as I said, prioritize the responsibilities that you have and do your best to do what you can at, one thing at a time. You have to take one thing at a time, okay? And don't be afraid to delegate. Okay, there are people around you who can take some of the stress and some of the responsibility off your shoulders. Then you have got to hand that over, whether it's at work, whether it's in your home, whether it's a partner, whether it's a family member, whether it's, you're trying to do repairs on your home and it's just too overwhelming. Call somebody up and hire someone and let them do it for you. Okay, because trying to save money but being stressed out is not worth. It's not worth it. It would be better off to try and find those resources to pay someone who's an expert at what you need to do and let them take care of it, and then let that headache be gone. Let it be off your shoulders so you can go on and do something else that really you can do, without a lot of stress. Okay, that you're needed for at this time. All right, and so I really feel like the energy is going in the direction that you need it to go, because if you take the advice card here, which tells you to kind of move on and let bygones be bygones and let the past be the past. The Six of Swords indicates that by the end of the month you are going to see a significant leveling off of stress. The Six of Swords indicates moving from a difficult, troublesome situation to calmer shores. To a more tranquil and more peaceful situation. Okay? Now, with the Six of Swords, don't be surprised if you miss whatever it is that you're leaving behind. Okay, it's very likely that you will, even if that thing or that person or that situation caused you a tremendous stress. There still is a part, of us as human beings where we are still connected to whatever that is. And you could find yourself looking back and wondering, about what could have been, or if anything could have been changed there, or if there was anything else that you could have done. But in this situation, again, refer back to the Justice card, which says that justice was served. The situation was righted, okay? The situation ended up the way that it was supposed to end up. So nothing more needed to be done on your part here. Okay, and now, in this reading, the dominant suit is swords. You have the Ace of Swords, the Ten of Swords, and the Six of Swords. But for me, those are probably the best swords cards that you could get, because you're talking about the Ten of Swords being an end of difficulties, the Ace of Swords having the power and the determination to cut those things off that are, hurting you or harming you in some way, and then this Six of Swords, which talks about now moving away from that source of stress, that source of difficulty, or things improving. It could be not just you moving away from something, but it could be whatever that source of difficulty was actually physically moving away from you. Remember at the beginning of the reading I talked about your fourth house, and there could be people coming and going, people leaving, your actual home environment. So perhaps that is what's happened, and that, whoever or whatever that was is no longer in your environment or in your, in the vicinity to have an effect on you. Okay? And so, of course, from the Six of Swords, going back to this increase card, whatever this improvement, leveling off, rising above, or moving away from difficulty, the end product is going to be an improvement, a significant improvement that is going to cause some kind of increase in your life, where I really feel like you will be able to, in a month or so, look back and say, wow, now I understand. Now that I am outside, I can look back at the situation and say, I understand why this all happened. I didn't while I was in the middle of the fight, but now that there's been some distance and some time, I understand why this needed to happen that way, okay? And just based on that realization in your spirit, in your mind, just that in itself is going to improve your life and improve your outlook, your mental outlook on your current life, and give you more clarity as to where you need to go and what you need to be doing right now. Okay? When the sun moves into Pisces around February 18th, 19th, keep in mind that Pisces is a fellow water sign. So, just through association, that solar energy in Pisces is going to help you because it's trine to you as a Scorpio. So you will see, planetarily, that indicates an improvement in things. More solar energy moving in a positive aspect, mathematically, to your sign of Scorpio. Okay? So, good things to look forward to. Let the past go. Concentrate on building something with your skills, your talents, and your gifts, Scorpio. And delegate responsibility, delegate that stress, let someone else help you, and focus on what you can do and do it to the best of your abilities. And then you are going to find a definite improvement in the month of February. Thank you so much for tuning in with me, my dear Scorpios. As always, I wish you love and peace and joy, and I bid you namaste.